Honorable Speaker, this project symbolizes our commitment to restoring trust and confidence in public health care delivery. Mr. Speaker, government will upgrade 7 hospitals to provide enhanced maternal and child health services. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, also known as the Mahama Cares, was established by the Ghana Medical Trust Fund Act to guarantee sustainable financing in the treatment of non-communicable diseases and specialized medical services. Mr. Speaker, too many Ghanaians battling chronic diseases such as cancer, hypertension, diabetes, stroke, and kidney diseases are forced to choose between life and livelihood. This goal is to build a health system that provides care for every Ghanaian, regardless of income or location, and to move decisively towards universal health coverage. In 2026, Mahama Cares will move decisively towards universal health coverage. In 2026, Mahama Cares will introduce a comprehensive NCD financing, non-communicable disease financing policy that defines eligible conditions, approved service lists, tariffs, and essential medicines. This will ensure that patients receive uninterrupted care without exorbitant out-pocket expenses. Mr. Speaker, diagnostics and treatment centers will be built on a PPP basis in all major hospitals across the country. This will provide testing and treatment facilities for all the key identified non-communicable diseases under the Mahama Cares program. Right Honorable Speaker, in 2026, we will retool the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, before I proceed, let me honor the late Dr. Edward Kofi Omaneboama, whose vision laid the foundation for the retooling of our armed forces. In his memory, Mr. Speaker, government will, from 2026, launch a comprehensive modernization program to strengthen the Ghana Armed Forces, Navy, and Air Force to today's evolving security challenges. Mr. Speaker, this program will upgrade logistics, equipment, and infrastructure across all services. Mr. Speaker, for the Army, government has moved to renegotiations to protect Ghana's maritime, our exclusive economic zones, and strengthen national resilience at sea. Right Honorable Speaker, for the Air Force, the procurement will begin in 2026 for 4 new helicopters and 2 aircraft to enhance airlift, patrols, and emergency response operations. Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, let me repeat. Right Honorable Speaker, let me repeat. For the Air Force, procurement will begin immediately in 2026 for 4 new helicopters and 2 aircraft to enhance airlift, patrol, and emergency response operation. Mr. Speaker, this retooling agenda will transform Ghana's armed forces into a modern, agile, and mission-ready defense force worthy of our sovereignty and the sacrifice of our heroes. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ghana National Fire Service lacks basic equipment to enable them function effectively in their duty to ensure public safety and to protect lives and property. Government will retool the Ghana National Fire Service with 100 fire tenders and assorted fire equipment. Mr. Speaker, government will also work with the private sector to bring in high-rise fire equipment. This will improve the effectiveness of Ghana National Fire Service to respond to emergencies. Mr. Speaker, I'll take you to water. Access to clean and safe sanitation is more than infrastructure. Indeed, it is a foundation of dignity, public health, and national resilience. Right Honorable Speaker, in 2026, we'll intensify our effort with a bold and practical program to complete key water treatment assets across the country. Mr. Speaker, we'll begin the construction of critical water treatment plants in Damango, Tamale, and Yendi to to provide quality drinking water for the rapidly expanding populations in these three major cities of our country. Mr. Speaker, sports remain one of Ghana's greatest unifying forces and a powerful drive of youth development, community pride, and national identity. Yet, for far too long, large parts of our country, especially the new created regions, have lacked the facility to nurture and showcase talent. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Mahama administration is determined to change this. Beginning 2026, government will commence the construction of modern sports stadiums in 3 out of 8 regions without sports stadiums. These new facilities will provide opportunities for young athletes to develop their skills, attract sports tourism, and serve as a training hub for regional and national teams. Beyond football, they will also support athletics, volleyball, boxing, and other disciplines that have long defined Ghana's sporting heritage. Mr. Speaker, we also take this opportunity to acknowledge the resilience and commitment of our Black Stars, whose qualification for the World Cup continues to inspire our nation. Right, Honorable Speaker, in 2026, government will rehabilitate the National Theatre in Accra. We will also commence site acquisition and design of a second National Theatre in Kumasi. Mr. Speaker, we will establish film fund to revive the film industry, such as Kumawood and other film associations. Right, Honorable Speaker, we will also establish creative arts fund for the arts, music, fashion, food, and other creative sectors. Right, Honorable Speaker, in 2026, government will increase allocation to the District Assembly Common Fund to peoples living with disability from 3% to 5%. Mr. Speaker, part of this amount will be used to acquire and distribute rechargeable motorized wheelchairs to people living with disability. Mr. Speaker, the distribution will be done through the National Council for Persons with Disability. Right, Honorable Speaker, effective governance begins with evidence. That's what we cannot. The budget renews government commitment to building a data-driven economy anchored on accurate, timely, and transparent statistics. Right, Honorable Speaker, in 2026, the Ghana Statistical Service will be rebasing the GDP and CPI to better reflect today's economy. This will sharpen growth and inflation data, strengthen planning, and provide regional GDP estimates to guide local development. The new CPI will give truer picture of living costs across all regions. So, Speaker, I now take you to resource allocation, where the resources are going. So, Speaker, as we enter 2026, we move from stabilization to acceleration. This budget translates confidence into concrete investment that improves daily lives. So, Speaker, including the provision of better roads, schools and hospitals, reliable power, jobs, and targeted support for the vulnerable. Right, Honorable Speaker. What follows are the headlines and provide private capital to keep financing largely of the sovereign balance sheet. Mr. Speaker, we have allocated an amount of 2.2 billion Ghana cedis to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Right, Honorable Speaker, of this amount, we have allocated 245 million Ghana cedis for the Nkokon Ketenkete and Livestock Program. Mr. Speaker, we have allocated another 200 million Ghana cedis to the National Food Buffer Stocks Company to purchase excess food storage. Mr. Speaker, we have allocated an amount of 6.9 billion Ghana cedis to the Ministry of Education for its program and activities in 2026. Again, Mr. Speaker, aside the amount allocated to the Ministry of Education, we have also allocated 9.9 billion Ghana cedis to the Ghana Education Trust Fund. Mr. Speaker, we have provisioned an amount of 4.2 billion Ghana cedis for the free secondary education program. Mr. Speaker, to end the double track, We have allocated 1.1 billion Ghana cedis for the infrastructure programs I mentioned earlier. Mr. Speaker, again, we have allocated an amount of 537 million Ghana cedis for the no-fees stress policy. Mr. Speaker, that's not all. We have allocated 25 million Ghana cedis for free tertiary education for persons living with disabilities. Mr. Speaker, we have allocated 3 We have allocated 1.98 billion Ghana cedis for school feeding program. We have allocated 292 million for free sanitary pads for girls. Mr. Speaker, we have also allocated 207 million for the teacher training allowance and 169 million Ghana cedis for BEC registration. Mr. Speaker, we have programmed an amount of 9 billion Ghana cedis in 2026 for national health insurance claim, essential medicine, bridging support and free medical health care. Mr. Speaker, we have also allocated 2.3 billion Ghana cedis for the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, the Mahama Cares, to support Ghanaians battling chronic diseases such as cancer, hypertension, diabetes, stroke, and kidney diseases. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have allocated 474 million Ghana cedis for nursing training allowances. We are repeating the 2025 guidelines for spending the 80% in the 2026 allocation going to the district assemblies. Mr. Speaker, we have allocated an amount of 207 million for the rebasing of GDP and CPI and related activities. Again, Mr. Speaker, we have allocated 150 million Ghana cedis for the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, for the activities against illegal mining and forest degradation. Mr. Speaker, government has allocated an amount of 20 million Ghana cedis to the film fund as seed money to revive the film industry, such as Kuma Wood and other film associations. Mr. Speaker, we have also allocated 20 million Ghana cedis to the Creative Arts Fund as seed money for the arts, music, fashion, food, and other creative sectors. Mr. Speaker, that is not all. We have allocated 400 million Ghana cedis for the Integrated Recycling and Compost Plant Project, the ARECOPS. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 100 million Ghana cedis has also been allocated for the construction of fishing markets. Right, Honorable Speaker, again, an amount of 50 million has been allocated for the purchases of fishing nets and outboard motors. We have also allocated 100 million Ghana cedis for the aquaculture development. Mr. Speaker, again, an amount of 500 million Ghana cedis has been allocated for district housing, including resettlement of the Akosombo Dam spillage victims. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 200 million Ghana cedis has also been allocated for the construction of mini stadiums in 3 regions. Mr. Speaker, again, an amount of 150 million has been allocated for the procurement of fire tenders and assorted fire equipment. And finally, Mr. Speaker, an amount of 150 million Ghana cedis has been allocated for the Black Stars to participate in the World Cup. Right, Honorable Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker. The 2026 budget statement and economic policy of government is specifically designed to create up to 800,000 new jobs. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, the 2026 budget statement and economic policy of government is specifically designed to create up to 800,000 new jobs. The 63 billion road contracts under the Big Push awarded so far would generate an estimated 490,000 new jobs. Mr. Speaker, this estimation is consistent with the World Bank metrics on job creation from road infrastructure or road investment. Mr. Speaker, the 3 new garment factories will create over 20,000 direct jobs. 7 agro-processing plants will employ about 700 people directly and thousands more through supply chain. Mr. Speaker, national policy on integrated oil palm development will create 250,000 jobs across the value chain. Mr. Speaker, the farmer service centers would generate thousands in machinery operations, maintenance, and logistics. Right, Honorable Speaker, these investments are not isolated. They are part of an integrated national effort to turn stability into jobs and growth. Right, Honorable Speaker, government is putting real capital behind the private sector, which is the engine of jobs and growth. In this regard, we have capitalized the National Investment Bank and will capitalize the ADB and CBG with 1 billion Ghana cedis before the year ends this year. Mr. Speaker, the 400 million Ghana cedis allocated to the Women's Development Bank would deliver affordable financing to small businesses and enterprise, such as Labisi Adam, Prince Layovo, and Caroline Sphere, who I met during my engagement at the Takoradi Market Circle and the Kotokraba Market. Mr. Speaker, I now go to conclusion. Right, Honorable Speaker, the 2026 budget statement and economic policy. As I conclude, Mr. Speaker, let us take a moment to appreciate how far Ghana has come in just under 10 months. Mr. Speaker, the Mahama administration assumed office on the 7th of January 2025. We inherited an economy crippled by high debt, fiscal recklessness, high inflation, fast depreciating currency, low investor confidence, dwindling foreign direct investment flows, massive uncontrolled corruption that has become endemic, draining public resources and suffocating growth. Mr. Speaker, we also inherited high energy insecurity, high unemployment, and unbearable hardship for almost every Ghanaian household. Right, Honorable Speaker, Ghana was indeed at the bottom of the abyss, a nation in distress with its economy bleeding and its people weary, yet yearning for a government with a courage to turn this around. Mr. Speaker, through decisive leadership, bold reforms, and resilience of the Ghanaian people, we began to turn the tide. Mr. Speaker, the result speaks for itself. In less than a year, we have recorded a strong economic growth, falling inflation, a strong and stable cedi, improved external buffers, restored fiscal discipline, deepened fiscal reforms, strong and independent fiscal oversight, lower borrowing costs, significant debt reduction, restored investor confidence, expanded social protection, better debt management strategy, and massive infrastructure development. Right, Honorable Speaker, this progress is the fruit of sacrifice and discipline. Ghanaians tightened their belt, businesses adapted, and government stayed the course. Barely a year ago, our economy was uncertain. Today, the cedi in your pocket is stronger. Prices are reducing, and new opportunities are emerging across agriculture, industry, and technology. Mr. Speaker, to our international partners and investors, we say Ghana is back, strong, credible, and open for business. Right, Honorable Speaker, the story of Ghana is no longer one of crisis, but a recovery and renewal. Mr. Speaker, the reforms we have undertaken are not quick fixes. They are the foundation of resilience, competitiveness, and inclusive economy. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Mahama administration is not just stabilizing the economy, it is rebuilding a nation. Our commitment to fiscal discipline, social equity, and sustainable growth remains firm. Mr. Speaker, we will protect the gains we have made, consolidate stability, and ensure that no Ghanaian is left behind. Right, Honorable Speaker, this budget is more than numbers. It is a message of hope, It tells every Ghanaian child, farmer, teacher, trader, and entrepreneur that their sacrifices matter, that Ghana's recovery is real, and that their government is working tirelessly to build a fairer, prosperous, and self-reliant nation. Mr. Speaker, the storm has passed. The foundation is firm. The horizon is bright. Together, Mr. Speaker, under the visionary leadership of President Mahama, the nation builder, we are building the Ghana we want, a Ghana that works for all, thrives in peace, and stands tall once again as the beacon of Africa's renewal. Mr. Speaker, we are indeed race-setting for growth, jobs, and economic transformation. Right Honorable Speaker, I so present. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You know this is the most watched budget.
So what you're witnessing there in your shot are chants from the NDC MPs, the majority MPs, as against a subtle demonstration from the MPP MPs on the budget. These are reactions. The Speaker struck the gavel severally to get the attention to get composed shortly after the Finance Minister, Dr. Castle Ato-Forson, finished the budget. But they aren't calming down. The inscriptions on the placards from the MPP MPs is Galamsey budget, stop the Galamsey and the others. But what is now even on the giant screen has been projected by the Ministry of Finance is how they intend to pursue the big push agenda, the roads, the Kumasi Express Highway, and a major design of how they intend to open up the rest of the countries and joining each other. And most especially, this is a design of the Ofuasi interchange has been exhibited on the billboard there. The camera is just pointing out there to it. These are major infrastructure projects that they intend to do. The reactions are suspected. You can hear the NDC MPs hailing the Minister for Finance, Dr. Castle Ato-Forson, but the MPP MPs will take none of that. It's their reactions over there. And so the middle benches and the back benches on the NDC side continuously are singing the praise of Dr. Castle Ato-Forson. It's Ato is forcing. Ato is forcing. These are the words. These are the words that they are using in terms of the chants over there. While the MPP MPs in disbelief are counter singing Ato is falling, as against Ato is forcing. So, I mean, these are interesting scenes in the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Very usual of them. But, I mean, I was suspecting that the energy would probably, go down looking at the time the Minister of Finance started reading. This advertised for 2 p.m. but has delayed over the approval of the Chief Justice nominee, Justice of the Supreme Court, Paul Baffoe-Bonnie. But the chance cuts across all over. As we speak now, it's the NDC side as against the MPP side. The chance, depending on wherever or which side of the aisle you are from, informs what you're singing. The praise as it's going the way of the NDC MPs for Ato, whilst it is against Dr. Castle Ato-Forson for the NPP MPs. These are scenes, sights and sound coming in from the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. These are the sights and sound that's coming from the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. The finance minister just finished reading the budget in approximately about some 2 hours thereabout, and very, very interesting captures that has been made within the fiscal policy. But it's always said that the detail is in the real budget. What he read was the abridged version, and so the MPs will be given copies of the budget itself. The full document will be given that contains appendices and the expenditures and the likes. That's where the details are mostly. And so in the coming days, hopefully from next week, when the House opens debate on this, which is the practice, this is where justifications and accusations and the attempt to, so to speak, shoot down the prospect of the budget would come to play. That's how it's done here in Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. And so you can understand the chance that, but to a very large extent, the finance minister has been speaking a lot and saying so much with respect to what it is in terms of the captures in the budget. For instance, let me speak about the president's promise to the people, which has been captured in the budget centers initiative. Government intends to provide 1,400 different machineries. These machineries include 660 tractors, 300 tractors, trailers, 200 mini here. I mean, Alfred, these reactions aren't really new to Parliament, but I mean, it appears it's taking a longer time than this. You can understand the speaker, stepped out a while ago. But for you, what are your walkaways from the budget?
Well, as you're speaking now, the minority, after the majority sang their party song, the NDC song, the NPP minority is also singing a she Rado Rado. And they're holding the papers with the inscription, the Galamsey budget on it, singing the party song, a she Rado Rado, even though the majority have also finished their own chants and jubilation.
I mean, Alfred,
then singing their party songs, now saying that we are there, also know better, that's the MPC here on the background there. They are fired up, chanting songs, and that would elicit another reply, is it not, from the NDC MPs. They are, even though they were seated, now they are also gearing to respond to the latest response of the songs from the NPP. It appears we are not leaving anytime soon if this continues. The speaker is out of his seat. Any idea where the speaker is going to come now? You know the workings of Parliament.
I mean, what's important is that the Minister for Finance is done with the presentation, and so whatever is going on now isn't anything. What has to be done now is for a secondment of what the finance minister said. Of course, both leaders, the majority and the minority, will make very brief comments on this, in accepting the budget as presented by the minister responsible for finance. But I mean, you can understand this. They've been seated for long, and so the boredom and the fatigue and all that, one can say that, of course, they needed this to ginger and fire them up. And so, I mean, this is expected. It's not really a big deal, but we haven't seen how lengthy this has been as compared to in the past, because I mean some amount of continuity, just after the Minister for Finance was at play. So we cannot fault them. I mean, they've been on their seat for so long a time. But I mean, in going through the details, you are a finance guy. For you, what stands out for you?
So a number of things. First of all, in the media budget review, the finance minister was quite clear that consultation has started for the removal of the COVID levy. So I was expecting that, yes, the COVID levy was going to be abolished or announced. The abolishment will be announced in this budget for the 2026 fiscal year. That has been done, much to the expectation of many. And it was quite clear when the finance minister did indicate that this budget is supposed to consolidate the gains and also build on the gains. It's very important and very critical, because the question about the sustainability of the city, the gains that the city has made over the period, is one that for many businesses and the private sector, they were looking at the various measures, interventions, policies, programs that would ensure the consolidation of the gains that the city has made against the dollar. Because the finance minister did indicate that for the city, for the last quarter at least, we've seen a 32% increase in the value of the city against the dollar. That alone was as a result of cocoa and gold all pushing our
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, let go. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari.
There's been long deadlines, hustle, pressure. Now it's time to breathe, to dance, to feel again. The music hits, waves crush, energy rises. You're surrounded by good people and golden light. This is your reset, your freedom, your joy. 3FM All White Party, the beach edition, where paradise meets the party. Labadi Beach Hotel, 28 December. Lock it up.
So we'll see how it all pans out.
Absolutely. There's so much to talk about between the ground team and the studio team. Let's head back to Parliament.
Whenever a budget statement and economic policy of the government for the year ending is presented by the minister responsible for finance on behalf of the president, a commentary on it shall stand adjourned for not less than 3 days. 4. The part of the budget statement and economic policy of the government and the heads of estimates that relate to the ministries, departments, agencies, parliaments, the judiciary, and other independent constitutional bodies shall stand committed to the relevant committees that have responsibility for the subject matter. And each committee shall consider the relevant part of the budget and the head of estimates committed to that committee and report to the House within a time as the business committee may determine. 5. Any other part of the budget statement and economic policy of the government that relates to revenue and expenditure shall stand committed to the Finance Committee, which shall consider and report to the House within a time as the Business Committee may determine. Honorable members, as so direct, as clearly detailed that these estimates be so taken over by the relevant committees for consideration and report at a time and a date that is determined by the business committee. I so direct. Honorable members, before I move on, let me recognize the presence of some dignitaries that have come to support us to receive the budget statement from His Excellency the President through the Minister for Finance. And so I acknowledge I acknowledge His Excellency Dr. Ekospio Gabra. I've just been informed that the chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Honorable Johnson Asedu Nketia, Minister for Finance, now advisor on the economy at the office of the President, Honorable Sef Tekwe is also present. We have Alhaji Haruna Mohammed, Deputy General Secretary of the new. We have the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Mr. Johnson Esiema. We have the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Mr. Anthony Kwasi Sarpong. We have I want to thank them for their patience and all what they've done to support the minister to present such a statement within 2 hours. Honorable Member, Majority Leader.
Our people say that it is when the toad is dead that you see its full length. It is not lamentations. It is the continued unearthing of the bad economic management of the NPP that is being revealed every day. Mr. Speaker, it is obvious from the budget statement that the NPP government was the worst case study of bad economic management. The NPP was bad in government, but even worse in opposition. Worse in opposition. Indeed, I have heard Ghanaians ask if it is too late to replace them with the CPP as the official opposition. Mr. Speaker, Parliament was given a budget of 1.1 billion in 2025. In this year's budget, Parliament is being given a proposed figure of 1.6 billion. And you are aware. Mr. Speaker, if ministers are quiet, it is because this budget was presented to ministers in cabinet and they approved it before it was brought to you. So they are aware. They are aware of all the figures. Everything in the budget was approved in cabinet where all these ministers were in attendance. Mr. Speaker, I am surprised that you didn't hear that the 24-hour economy program, there is a budgetary allocation of 150 million Ghana cedis. So I'm surprised that you didn't listen. Mr. Speaker, I am not surprised that Ghanaians are now clamoring for you to be replaced by CPP as the official opposition. Mr. Speaker, we thank the Minister for Finance. His work clearly has been very commendable. This country is being turned around. Mr. Speaker, it is obvious inflation figures have drastically reduced to single digits. Mr. Speaker, we are paying our debts. Mr. Speaker, international rating agencies are giving us better ratings. Mr. Speaker, this budget and the expenditure of last year and the effort to stabilize the economy is what will create the jobs. The youth should be hopeful. What happened yesterday? What happened yesterday, where those young 6 ladies died trying to find a job, is a serious indictment of how the economy of this country was managed in the past 8 years. Mr. Speaker, I have confidence that this budget is going to create jobs, and the numbers, close to 800,000 jobs, close to 800,000 jobs will be created. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, by the time the Accra-Kumasi Expressway gets to Kumasi, I believe all the elephants will run away from Kumasi.
Order paper addendum. Of papers. The following papers to be presented by the Minister for Finance. Roman 1.
Contract agreements between the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Finance, Ghana Revenue Authority, and Truda Investment Limited for the provision of public and digital inspection solution to modernize customs administration and enhance revenue mobilization.
Honorable members, the contract agreement has been duly presented. It is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. Roman number 2.
Request for the review of the investment policy and management of the Ghana Petroleum Funds in accordance with Section 31A of the Petroleum Revenue Management Act 2011, Act 815.
Honorable members, this paper has been duly presented and it is referred to the Committee on Economy and Development for consideration and report to the House. Roman number 3.
Master agreement between the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Finance, Ghana Revenue Authority, and Tata Consultancy Services Limited for professional services.
Honorable members, the master agreement has been duly presented and it is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. Roman number 4.
Request for waiver of tax on the income of Tata Consultancy Services Limited as service provider and value-added tax amounting to the Ghana cedi equivalent of $10,460,000 United States dollars on imported services under the implementation of the Integrated Tax Administration System project.
Honorable members, the request has been duly presented. It is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. Honorable members, and it's referred to the Committee on Subsidiary Legislation for consideration and report to the House. Item 3, presentation and first reading of bills. 3A.
An act to repeal the COVID-19 Health Recovery Levy Act 2021, Act 1068, and to provide for related matters.
Honorable members, the bill is read the first time and referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. 3B.
An act to revise and consolidate the law related to the imposition of the value-added tax and to provide for related matters.
Honorable members, the value-added tax is read the first time and referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. 3C.
An act to regulate and the provision of a virtual asset service in or from the country and to provide for related matters.
3C.
An act to amend the National
Honorable
Health
members,
Insurance Act 2012.
The bill is read the first time and referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report. 3D.
An act to amend the National Health Insurance Act 2012, Act 852, to allocate 20% of monies of the National Health Insurance Fund to the Ghana Medical Trust Fund to allow for the deductibility of the National Health Insurance levy and to provide for related matters.
Honorable members, the bill is also referred to the Committee on Finance for consideration and report to the House. 3E.
An act to amend the Ghana Education Trust Fund Act 2000, Act 581, to provide financing for free secondary education, free tertiary education for persons with disability, and free education for persons with special needs, and to allow for the deductibility of the Ghana Education Trust Fund levy.
Honorable members, the bill is read the first time and referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. Honorable members, we have some items in the original. We have some items in the original order paper. Honorable members, item 8 on the order paper. Item 8 on the order paper. Majority Leader.
You need to present this as well.
The following papers to be presented by the Minister for Finance. 8A.
Annual report on the collection and utilization of the African Union Import Levy for the 2025 fiscal year.
Honorable members, the annual report is referred to the Committee on Finance for consideration and report to the House. 8B.
Annual report on the petroleum funds for the 2025 fiscal year.
Honorable members, the annual report of the petroleum funds is also referred to the Committee on Finance for consideration and report to the House. 8C.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the National Lottery Authority for the year 2024.
Honorable members, the annual statement of the Audit Committee is also referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report to the House. Honorable members, Honorable members, well, you all know it. It's great to be young. So, yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, I struggled to catch your eye. Mr. Speaker, I was raising an important matter regarding the order paper addendum. Mr. Speaker, ordinarily, item 3 on page 2 is very consequential after the budget presentation. But Mr. Speaker, if you look at item 1I, IV, Mr. Speaker, these are very serious matters. Mr. Speaker, my colleague, the Majority Leader, is here. In all fairness to me and my colleagues in leadership, Mr. Speaker, when these things happen, our back sometimes carries a certain impression as though we are in the know. There was no engagement. Mr. Speaker, we are dealing with a tax, a VAT exemption of $10 million being given to a company. This is the finance minister who is against tax exemption. I am saying that, Mr. Speaker, it is only fair that if the government side intends to do this, we discuss. Mr. Speaker, we had a pre-sitting. These important matters were never discussed. You look at, Mr. Speaker, a digitalization contract between GRA and Trudeau Investment Limited. Mr. Speaker, we don't know anything. It was a reason why I got up. Mr. Speaker, it is only fair. The practice is that the two leaders were engaged. But when you print order paper, then we don't know anything about it, then it is announced. Mr. Speaker, it is never the practice. I've been where he is before, and they know, Dr. And he knows that at every point, especially on addendum, he will never agree to surprises. He knows that. Finance Minister, be fair. Mr. Speaker, they shouldn't always create a certain impression that we are in this house to litigate on every matter. I feel very bad when they create that impression. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the whole country is watching us. The whole world is watching us. Mr. Speaker, our rules are very clear. Days ago, I had occasion to tell minority leader that we must begin to honor and respect our rules. Mr. Speaker, our rules in Order 126 says that the chair shall be heard in silence, and the chair is the speaker. And let me read the provisions. It says that the speaker is responsible for the maintenance of order and observance of the rules of debate in the House. Whenever the speaker addresses the House, any member standing shall immediately resume the member's seat, and the speaker shall be heard in silence. Mr. Speaker, whilst we are addressing this House and facilitating the laying of papers in this House, our friends opposite did not only remain standing in their feet, but were singing, obstructing, disrespecting you, disrespecting the chair, disrespecting the maize, and disrespecting the people of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, you may choose to tolerate that, but this side of the House will not tolerate that. We will not tolerate that. Mr. Speaker, I, based on Order 33.2, I want to raise a question of contempt and abuse of privilege. Mr. Speaker, we must begin to enforce our rules. We must begin to enforce our rules. Mr. Speaker, this side of the House, we can march you two by one. And after we have marched you 2 to 1, we will still have access. We still have access of over 30 something. Mr. Speaker, I demand that the minority leader of Parliament and abuse of privilege and ask you to rule on it now. I am giving you an opportunity. Mr. Speaker, this house will not be abused by Honorable Afenyomakin. He's too small to abuse this mace. He's too small to disrespect the speaker whilst all of us sit and watch you. So I am raising a question of contempt of Parliament and breach of privilege, and I'm asking you to rule on that matter. Refer all of them to the Privileges Committee. We have their identities, we recorded it, and Mr. Speaker, we will have the Privileges Committee go into this. Mr. Speaker, as the majority leader, we owe it a duty to this country to make sure that the institution of Parliament, its image, its integrity, its reputation is maintained. We will be reneged taken on our responsibility if we allow behavior like what we have seen today to persist. We have come to the end of it. Mr. Speaker, if they can misconduct themselves, small as they are, if we don't take action, we should forever remain silent when this side of the House also decides to take action against them. So, Mr. Speaker, I am raising breach of privilege pursuant to Order 31O of the Standing Orders, which says any act or omission which affronts the dignity or authority of Parliament, or which tends either directly or indirectly to bring the name of Parliament into disrepute. So, Speaker, what they have done, persistently violating our standing orders, standing whilst we are addressing the House, singing disrespectfully whilst we are addressing the House, clearly falls within the prohibitions of Order 31O. Acts affronting the dignity or authority of Parliament. We cannot allow our final marking and the Kitikiti minority to destroy the image of this House. I don't have a problem. I know they have destroyed the image of their party already. That's right. That's right. And I earlier indicated that I know Ghanaians who are asking if it is not too late. They want to replace the MPP opposition with the CPP as the official opposition. But they have gone too far, Mr. Speaker. And I raise a question of contempt and abuse of privilege, and I invite you to give a ruling on that matter, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, I think we've transacted two very important matters today. We managed to get the approval of the House of the President's nominee to the position of Chief Justice of this country. We have also got the Minister for Finance to present the budget statement and economic policy for the 2026 financial year. These are two very important events that have occurred, and I think that we have done well. As to the issue that the minority leader has raised, the effect being that the leaders of the House, having consulted on some items, based on the lack of their consultation, those items should not be brought to the House and be given to the House for them to consider the government business in that respect. I find that very unfortunate because no decision is taken today. It's just business that is being presented to the House. And the matter, as I've stated earlier, has been referred to the relevant committees to consider and report to the House. The House will now have the opportunity to debate, to deliberate, to do what they want with the business that has been referred. So the fact that the two of you have not been able to consult each other should not prevent the Speaker from admitting the business to be presented to the House for consideration. Not at all. It's a matter that you, the leaders, could discuss later on. but we have business to do. As part of my duty as a speaker is to protect the minority, it's also a duty of the speaker to make sure that government business is not obstructed. I did that from 2021 to 2024, when those to my left were to my right. I'm doing the same now. Please, we have tolerated each other for some time now. I did indicate that I'm not going to use the gavel. I'll be using the hammer. But please, I learned a lot of lessons from the holy books, both the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran. And there was good reason why the prodigal son was giving a feast. And so, honorable members, let's don't end the day on a bad note. Let's end the day on a good note. At the appropriate time, the Speaker will take the necessary action to bring real discipline and order to this House. Please, let's leave it here and complete the other business that are before us. I don't want us to go beyond this. We still have 2 more important businesses I want us to carry on. I want the House to work together as we've been doing. These are important matters, particularly the consideration of the budget and economic policy of the government. I want us to consider what happened yesterday. The country is not in a joyful mood. I expect that we should understand the situation and try as much as possible to debate with cool heads. I expect that you should all be able to tolerate each other. It's not that what you do doesn't hurt me. It does, many a times. Because you all accept that I'm the father of the house. And sometimes you get up and say, with the greatest respect, then you are wondering what kind of respect that is. Those of us who were hunters know that anytime the monkey wants to bite you, it will clean the place first before biting. So when you get out and say with the greatest respect, I know you are cleaning the place, but you are going to bite.